November of 1977, 6 people were murdered in a small town in Pennsylvania, but apparently their souls haven't left this earth. I'm Kincaid, and this is Dark Days. 2 months after the murders, George and Kathy Lutz, along with their 3 children, moved into the house, and then left 28 days later in terror. We're here to find out why they left. Now today I have George Lutz. Now what led you to buy the house? Well, we were looking to move to Pennsylvania for my line of work, which I'm a contractor, and we saw the home and we just loved it. It was our first steal basically. It was very large, 3 stories and a basement for $80,000. What did you think of the house when you first bought it? Me and Kathy loved the house. I thought it was beautiful. Did you notice anything strange when you first moved in? First moved in, nothing really strange happened. It was perfect. Around the 2nd or 3rd day, some weird stuff was happening. How were your children through the whole 28 days? The kids have always been good. They've never acted out ever. When we first moved in, a lot of unbehavioral things were happening. The 2 boys were fighting. Missy was talking about some angel friend she had. You mentioned mood swings. Were you experiencing them too? Yeah, I was having a few mood swings. I was perfectly calm, and then Kathy would just say something and just get flustered. It was happening to everyone in the house. She said Missy had an angel friend. What was her name? Missy always called her Jody and said that she was a pig, which was very strange. Later we found out that the murderer of the family was part of the family, and that he sacrificed animals. What was the most frightening thing that occurred to you? All of it was really terrifying to me. There was green slime on the walls. All the toilet bowls and sinks were painted black, and you just couldn't scrub it off. Some objects in the house were moving, and one night I even found Kathy levitating 2 feet off the bed, and it was just horrifying. So when you first saw the floor plan for the home, did you notice anything weird? One day Kathy was putting the groceries away, and she stumbled upon some secret panel in the basement, and we found this small room all in red, and it wasn't in the floor plan at all. Now once you fled the house, what did you do? A few weeks after we left the house, we had a garage sale because we just didn't want anything from the house. Now I know this is a silly question, but do you believe in ghosts? In the past, I've always been skeptical about ghosts, but this has really opened my eyes. Did you ever get into contact with the murderer of the family? We didn't get in contact directly. We contacted his lawyer and found out a few stuff about his family. Now, when were the occurrences happening? At day or night? It was happening all day, non-stop, basically. Sometimes more than others. Now, you mentioned swarms of flies. Wasn't this happening in winter? Yes, only in the sewing room that we found these hordes of flies everywhere. It was like whenever we would kill them, they just came back stronger. Now there was green slime coming out of the wall. Is that true? Yes, the first time we found it, we thought the children were playing with something, so we just assumed it was like Play-Doh or something. But the next time we found it, the kids were at school and we had no idea what it was. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is fake. How would you respond? Oh, it's what I experienced, and that's all I can say. I'm sorry if you don't believe me, but it's truly what happened. Now, why did you decide to go public with this? When we first contacted the murderer's attorney, he gave us all the information, and we started to think of, if we go public, we could make a profit for it. So we had a book writer, we hired, and we got published. Now there was report of an investigation going on. Did they find anything strange? Yes, they found some evidence. They're mostly of accounts of what they felt in the home from the mediums, but also they found a shocking picture of what they believed to be a little girl picking up the banister. Now, did any of these experiences happen off property? Yes, but also the other investigators found a lot of problems in their own homes, and they had very bad car accidents. Even one of the investigators, the Warrens, literally had a cyclone go straight through their house in Connecticut. Have you had any contact with the new residents of the house? No, we've completely cut all ties to the house. I do know that they have recently changed the address to avoid any paparazzi or anything. Now you mentioned things moving in your house. What kind of things were moving? During Christmas of 1975, I had received a large ceramic lion, and Kathy reported saying that it was basically moving from the upstairs sewing room to the bottom floor where I fell over it. And it's very strange, because did you ever reach out to the Catholic Church for help? Yes. When we first purchased the house, we had it baptized by a priest, but he reported saying that he heard a voice telling him to get out of the room, which very frightened him, and we had terrible connections trying to contact him. Whenever we would call, the phone would just cut to static. Well, that's all the time we have now, so thank you, George. And we'll see you next time on Dark Days.